Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl Shannon at Can We Talk Sports? I am here with my host.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl Karen at Can We Talk Sports. I'm here with my host. No, see, I didn't know.
Oh my gosh. This okay. Yeah, I told y'all I was gonna work with her. I am. I am. I'm gonna work
She
with her.
haven't worked with me yet.
I haven't worked with her
I,
yet. We
I
gotta
gotta know
get
when to cut
together.
off. When to cut
Oh
off.
my gosh, just we haven't worked with each other yet. So anyway, it's actually, I'm excited this week. This is a good week. I think this is a great week.
Why is it a great week?
I don't know. It's just a great week. Okay, so yesterday, the boys had their photo shoot. I was
Ah,
cracking up at Chris. Okay, Chris never
what?
done a photo shoot, right? So this was all new to him. He was standing there like, "Well, what do I do?" I was like, "Move around, do something, throw the ball in the air, it's like get your swag on." And oh, I laughed so hard. So Mr. Jordan, Mr. Photo Shoot guy,
Mm.
Mr. NFL guy, he was all swagged out. Oh, that's what he did. He did the muscles. Chris go, really? He go, my guns ain't that big. You gonna put your guns up like that? Oh man, I was cracking up at these two. Man, it was funny.
Oh, so you
So,
should have got that too. Them crack.
oh, we got to do another one because Josh wasn't able to make that one. So we got another one tomorrow. So I'm gonna
Okay.
be really cracking up because Josh is the comedian.
Okay.
So yeah,
Oh,
it
well,
was
that's
funny.
good.
It
That's
was funny. Then
good.
when you go outside, so we did an inside shot. Then we went outside, and it was like it's hot. It's hot. Oh my god, I'm sweating. I was like, oh my god, really? Just let's get the
Oh,
photos done. Y'all,
yeah,
y'all,
some
let's just get the
divas.
photos done. And so then we did one at the table where they're going to be sitting for their show. Oh, that mess was even funnier,
Oh, wow. I
girl.
can't wait to see it.
Oh my gosh, they are hilarious. So, yeah, it's going to be good. So coming August 5th. The 1% Sports Show will be coming to the DFW. I'm super excited about it. They're so ready. They're ready to talk about it. They're ready to talk about the ins, out, the pain, the ups and downs. So it's going to be good. We on Can We Talk Sports, we talk to the moms, right? And we talk to the coaches. And so we talk about the recruiting process. We talk about, what coaches think and how they feel about things. But the 1% sports show is going to be the athlete saying something. See, as moms, I could tell you how Jordan feels, right? I from what I see, but I really can't tell you how Jordan feels. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So on the show, you're going to hear from the athletes themselves. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That's good. Can you hear my grandbaby in the background?
I can hear little fella. He's so cute. Oh my gosh, listen, y'all. Karen's grandbaby is so cute.
I'm finna mute the mic and holler at him and say, "Get the."
No, don't, Karen. Okay, so listen, y'all gotta excuse our host. She's over there yelling at grandkids, but that's what we do. We're moms, so yeah, we yell, bang on window walls, shut up, be quiet, while we're trying to do the show. But
Yeah.
that's a part of being at home because of COVID. But if we wasn't at home, if it wasn't COVID, we'd be in a studio somewhere. But because of
Right.
COVID, we have to be at home. So hey,
That's right. And so
flow
you
with
get
us.
it all. You
You
get it
get it
all.
all. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm excited for their bloopers, when the guys go and do their show. Oh, I know there's going to be some serious bloopers. I'm going to be on the floor recording. So we're pretty excited. Coach English will be in town. They are coming in to help set up the equipment for the recording. They're sponsoring their business, their organization is sponsoring for the sound. So I'm super excited about that. Thank you, Coach English.
Awesome.
And then they have their own personal barber, David. I call him Red. We went to college together at ITT for architect, and so he's actually going to sponsor and keep the guy's haircut. So you'll get to see David's work and stuff like that.
Awesome.
So I'm pretty excited for him. We're working on
Sounds
sponsorship
great.
for some clothes, and they're repping Puma in their photo shoot. So
Oh,
yeah, girl, they were funny.
awesome.
Karen, I wish you would have been here. You'd have been on the flow. Chris was the funniest one though. Y'all, I'm telling y'all gonna love. I think everybody's gonna love Chris for some reason. because he's just mellow. You know what I mean? So he
Mm-hmm.
was standing there. He was like, "So what I do?" And I was like, "Oh my god." He's like, "I ain't never done a photo shoot before." I said, "Oh my god, help!" I got my work cut out, but
Yes,
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good when
yeah,
you hear their story, um, and their journey. It's gonna be good. I think it's about time we hear from the athletes,
that's good. That's
male,
good.
female. We might be in some tears because because they're gonna tell their truth. They're gonna be transparent. I mean, come on. Some of them have said, we've had coaches that turned on us. They didn't believe in us.
Wow,
You know, and that's hard when a coach don't believe in you.
wow,
So it's going to be good to hear their story, but yet how they overcome. So
that's good. I can't wait.
I can't wait. And also, my
What?
hat is off to Miss Karen Reese. She is doing another documentary of the
Ooh,
Tulsa, right? Let me tell you what, the girl is out there working. So now okay, so Karen did, this will be her second documentary.
yes, this will
Yes,
be
she's did
second.
one, the draft to, what was it?
Path to the draft,
Draft
7
to the draft.
DeSoto, you players.
And that was very good documentary. Went to the opening for it. And then she is the visionary for Can We Talk Sports. And now she has taken on the Texas riot, the um,
Tulsa?
Tulsa. I said Texas. Oh my God.
And you
The
from
Tulsa.
Tulsa. So you left one behind. You even left the name behind.
No, I'm actually from California. I moved
Okay.
to Tulsa. I'm technically
Okay.
from Sacramento, California,
Okay.
military. But I did move to Tulsa. I was there 17 years. So, yeah. But I'm
That's,
excited for her. So congratulations on that. That's
thank you.
you
Thank
got a
you.
lot ahead of you for that.
Huh? I had a lot of headache.
No, I said you have a lot ahead of
Oh,
you for that.
oh, yes, I do. A lot of head.
You could do it.
I needed a lot. I need a lot of money. I mean, I'm just pitching to everybody. If I had 500 people give me $10, my 5,000 budget would be gone.
Oh,
And
you're
just
gonna meet it. I mean, because it's something that everybody desired to tell that story.
yes,
Everybody's desiring to see what really happened during that time. So, and what better time to do it? So, congratulations to you and your team. I will hold it down here at Can We Talk Sports because Karen tried to get me to go back to Tulsa. Nothing against Tulsa, you know what I'm saying? Tulsa was cool, but my season there was done, and I'm here in Texas, and so this is yeah. But I'll hold it down for you here at Can We Talk Sports. How
okay.
about that?
All right. All right. Well, that's good.
All right. So listen, we have a head basketball coach female, which I'm excited because now, I want to ask some questions um, from a female side of things. And we're going to say congratulations to her. Her daughter just is here in Texas with us playing
Texas.
basketball at UT. They just dropped her off last week. So yeah, I'm telling you, they are up here. This coach is putting it out. Listen.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Hey.
I can't wait to interview her. So we will be right back with Coach Michelle. Hey Coach, how
Hey,
are you?
Coach.
Coach
What's up?
Michelle,
Hi, ladies. Thank
how
you.
are you?
Great. Thank you.
All right, we usually play a game called Would You Rather, but we're not going to do that today.
Okay.
We're going to put you on the spot, Coach.
All right. Let's
Ooh.
go.
What's the nicest thing you've said to a ref?
Nothing.
Oh my God, we get coaches all the time. They just pause, their face just go.
I'm like, nothing is the nicest thing. No. How are you
Coach,
doing today? Perhaps.
oh. Okay, so we got how you doing? We have one coach go. How was your ride here? I was
Right.
like, really? That's nothing. No, nothing. Oh, Coach Michelle, I thought you.
Did I tell him myself?
Oh man, that's okay. That's funny. She goes, no, I don't say nothing.
You're right. Oh,
My-
we had one coach that say how he uses honey. He's really nice to him. So if
Really
there's
nice.
a call that weighs 50-50, they'll go on his side because he was nice to him.
Yeah, this is true. It just
Coach
took me
Michelle
a
said,
long
"No,
time.
I'm not nice."
It took me a long time to realize that being nice helps.
Okay. Oh, I have to see one of your games, Coach Michelle. I bet you on the sideline, feisty boy. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's jump right in. We want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
You are the head coach, a junior college in California.
Correct.
And what's the name of the college?
It's Pierce College in Woodland Hills, California.
Okay, so kind of take us on your journey. Also, congratulations because you just dropped your daughter off to UT.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's a long ways.
It was a long drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me play the video right now. You
Oh,
guys.
you want to play the video first? Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Here we go.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
She's
Listen,
feeling.
you know where she get it from? The mom that don't talk to the
Right.
coach. I mean, don't talk to the refs. Look at her. She go, yup, yup. Oh, I'ma like this show. Okay, mom. Listen, your girl, nice.
Tough as
Yeah.
nails. That last
Wow.
play, she
Well,
actually got her face busted open.
she has to be. Listen,
Wow.
y'all. Her mom and her dad are head coaches.
Yes.
The girl had
Wow.
no breaks.
Right.
You had no choice.
She had no choice. She got mom on one side and daddy on the other. She like,
Right.
oh man, if I'm not gonna hear from daddy, I'm gonna hear from mama. So let me
Right.
just get it together. Okay, coach. Let's talk about your journey. You play basketball?
I did. I played basketball at Long Beach State. I actually played 2 years at Cal State Northridge out here in the Valley, and then transferred out at Long Beach State, got my degree, and then started teaching and coaching immediately. Had job offers to coach right away.
Wow.
And
So your daughter, what's her name?
Ashley.
Ashley.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So now as a mother and a coach, how was that?
I mean, it's a beautiful thing. You know, I have 2 older daughters that I adopted throughout my coaching career. In 2005, I met them. By 2006, I adopted them, and they played for me in high school and as well as on my club team. So I had some previous experience before Ashley in coaching my kids. So it's just I can't even explain it. It's an amazing feeling. It's something obviously I've been doing, helping other kids reach their goals and their potential and earn college scholarships. So to be able to help my own three kids do that. My oldest daughter played at Arizona State University, played basketball. And the second one, Jennifer Brandon, played at Cal Berkeley, was an All-American, led them to a Final Four, was in the draft, a WNBA, drafted by Chicago Sky. And now Ashley's the youngest of my girls, and now she's earned a basketball scholarship at University of Texas.
Did you say you have one in the WNBA, NBA?
She doesn't play anymore, but she did get drafted in 2013.
Oh, wow. Look at you. Yeah. My hat's off. Congratulations. I'm telling you, fierce.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so my goodness. I want to know, how do you go from when you're at home from coach to mom? How's that transition?
Well, you know what I learned early on from my two older girls is that, when we leave the court, and we don't really bring the basketball home. That was really the only way to maintain peace. My two older girls had me year round because I coached them. I was literally their only coach from club ball and high school. So they didn't get a break from me. Ashley, actually the same thing, since from 5th grade. 1 year she played for another coach, taking a break from me, I guess you could say. and then last year resumed. So actually, yeah, they didn't get a whole, it was always mom, but being both is a challenge. I will say that it was definitely a challenge, and figuring out how to navigate that. And quite honestly, it really comes down to respect and respecting that what happens on the basketball court if I'm not happy with them on the basketball court or not satisfied with something, I don't bring it home and take it out on them and give them more chores or something, so really just balancing that.
That's good.
So as mom and coach, how was it with the other team?
With the other team?
Like with the other teammates, because how some teammates like, oh, your mom's the coach, so you get favored. And how did you balance that out?
I love that you asked that, because that was a challenge in and of itself. You have people who perceive that my kids, and maybe I'm showing favoritism. I have lost kids because of that, and at the same time, it's like, I love the best players. You know what I mean? Like I love everybody, and the best players are going to play. And it just so happened that, my kids fit in that realm. So, you still got side-eyed a little bit. But I remember there was this one story that changed one family's mind when they were worried or concerned when their daughter joined my team, and asked me that question straight out, is will your daughter being on the team affect how you treat my daughter? And I was like, wow, that was pretty bold. But it was a fair question. It was an honest question. And there was one incident where my daughter got hurt. She got hurt, and her dad happened to be there. So it was great. He tended to her. I was nervous as heck because her head, blew up, and she had like a second head growing out of her forehead. But I had to keep coaching. I had other girls that and I had to let dad take care of that injury. And it was that moment where that parent came up to me after and said, I will never question, question, that again, you showed me that, when you're on the court and, it's business. And he's like, hope she's okay. But that it meant a lot to me as a parent of someone else's kid, making sure that my daughter was going to, still be coached and have a fair shot. So, I
mean, it's important. I bet it is hard because you're watching your daughter over there bleed, and you're like, I really want to go here, but at the same time, I've got a team. So it's the making the decision. It can be challenging, but I think somewhere you probably knew, okay, she's okay. Dad's got her. And even if dad wasn't there, I think you knew she's okay.
For sure.
Somebody would have her, and I can keep going. But if it was something that was detrimental, okay, of course she'll be like, no, I got to get over here to my child. But I bet that is probably a hard situation to be put in.
Yeah, it is very hard. And, like I said, that last clip, Ashley actually took a charge, got the call, and that's all she cared about, even though her face was busted open. She had to leave the court to go get stitches. And her dad was my assistant coach last summer. So he was able to take her.
Wait, stop. Did you say he was your assistant coach?
Yes.
Oh, how was that one?
That was interesting.
Oh,
You know, I mean, he's Mr. USA Coach of the Year 2019, and coaches all the who's kids at Sierra Canyon. So he asked if he could join my staff for Ashley's last hoorah, and I was okay with that, and Ashley was too. And I said, you know what, it meant a lot to all of us, that we could be part of her final stance at the AAU circuit.
So I want to say this. Listen, parents, these two are co-parents.
Yes.
Yes. So y'all thought they were married. They're co-parents. And I'm telling you, so that means you can co-parent with your child.
Co-parents at its best.
You can do it because they put their situation aside and made it about their child.
Yes.
So I need you to hear, you can co-parent if you really want to.
Right.
Okay, now back to the show.
And then you have to deal with the sports of it too, co-parent and then being coaches.
Right.
That was even
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, my hat's off to both of you guys for that. Okay, so now your coaching AAU is over. Now let's talk about you as a head basketball coach. And I'm going to jump right into the recruiting process because we asked the coach last week about it and he was cracking up laughing because he was talking about the recruiting. I want to talk about the parents. What is the see that gets them every time. What is the craziest thing you have encountered when it comes to recruiting, dealing with the parents?
Oh my. Well, in more recent days, I mean, times are changing, and now, everyone foresees their child as a pro already. And so that recruiting process is interesting because there's a lot of high expectation, entitlement, and then ultimately you have to deal with some attitudes that come along with those expectations, making demands even. I'm like, oh no. I'm still old school coach, so I'm still working my way through adapting to some of those changes without compromising my integrity. So that's the biggest challenge nowadays is keeping parents in their place and encouraging them to be the parent, love on them and let me be the coach, you be the parent. And yeah, that's always hard for everyone to do. I'll be curious how I do now that my daughter's playing for someone else.
Well, you know what? We're going to get to that one because that's going to be interesting. You and dad, right? Like, right. I know you'll be sitting there twiddling your thumbs like, oh my God, if they'd run her that way, if they'd did this, that'd probably be like hilarious. But have you had to tell a student no because
she's going to scream at the referee?
Right. You see her sitting in the stands, her and dad yelling at the refs. Her daughter going to be like, y'all, that's my mom and dad. Oh my God.
That's Ashley all the way.
Oh my God, y'all, that's my parents. But have you had to deny a kid an opportunity because of their parents?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Very close, because at the same time, right now for me, I'm all about the kids. I am still 100% all about the kids. So I can still look past kind of the sideshow, if you will, or the interference that I get or might see from a parent, and I can still navigate on how I just deal with the kid, and I it's kind of a trick that I use that many coaches might want to use, but especially in club and certainly junior college, you're not dealing with parents anymore. But so in the club scene in high school, I would always say, I deal with the kids directly because I'm preparing them for college. And in college, they will have to deal with their coach directly, So let your child learn how to communicate with me directly. Let them express their concerns. Let's open up that line of communication, because those are life skills. And I'm all about teaching life skills and preparing these kids for the future. And if they can, learn to be assertive and approach a coach without concern and worry, and, it's a whole nother story to be approachable, one thing, but that's what I encourage. So a parent won't stop me from recruiting a kid, because I won't let a kid pay for their parents.
I know it's probably hard, but like I told the other coach, I was like, the kid is interviewing for a position. Let them interview. You can't interview as a parent for them because you're not going to the college. They are. So let them interview. The recruiting coach came to interview the kid. Of course,
Yes.
they came to meet you, but in the end, they came to interview the kid and talk to them and see where they are. So stay out of the interview process. But, you have parents that just choose not to stay out of the interview process. So now let's talk about the interview process.
Okay.
How was it for you and dad when it was time for her to pick the college?
For both of us, honestly, we were just as excited about Texas for Ashley. So really, that process wasn't difficult at all. We asked the hard questions, on a home visit, asked the tough questions, and felt we had the responses that made us feel comfortable with that decision that were outside of basketball, quite frankly, because that was what was most important for us and how Ashley's going to feel, going to Texas and she's going to be away from home and having that support. So yeah, it wasn't a difficult decision for us. But then we got slapped with the whole coaching change. I don't know if you're aware. Coaches that recruited Ashley, they did not renew coach's contract. So she got a new set of coaches that came in and essentially has to start all over in building a relationship. But it's equal playing ground because so does everyone else. So, coming in as a freshman, she'll be okay. I'm confident she'll be okay. And this coach will learn to love her just like the coach that recruited her.
So what are the questions as a coach? Let me ask, as a parent, what are the questions that parents should ask the recruiter when they're going through the recruiting process?
In retrospect, honestly, especially with being hit with that coaching change, we weren't aware that her contract was up at that year. So perhaps asking those questions, where are you with your contract? Can we count on you for being here those 4 years? And aside from that, at the end of the day, is challenging our own kid and asking our own kid is, can you survive there without basketball? If basketball was taken away from you, if you were injured or you just decided this isn't for you, can you survive at this campus and still earn your degree? And the answer was yes for all of those things, which is why, we didn't panic and put her in the transfer portal, which is a popular thing now. She's going to earn her stripes. So I would say ask those hard questions about what the longevity of their contract is, what's the climate like, diversity. I would certainly ask about diversity if that should be important to everyone. Those hard questions.
That's good.
That.
I like that. I like the fact that she said about, can you survive if you get injured? Can you survive and stay there? Because some kids just go off to just play the sports. And so once the sports is gone, they, retreat and go back home. And that's those who are not trying to get the scholarship. So I love it that, you pointed that out to her. Can you survive?
Yeah.
And because she's here in Texas and UT Arlington is like 23 miles away. So if you need us to jump in the car as bus mom, you got us. We're going to head down there and get her.
All right.
We'll go to a game now. We have somebody here to go watch.
Yeah.
We're going to be at the bus. I'm going to tell y'all mama. I'm going to tell y'all mama if you don't know. Let me stop.
Don't you roll your eyes. I'm going to tell you.
I ain't gonna do her like that. She'll be like, man, don't let this lady in to watch my game no more. But no, you let us know and we'll go watch her. Yeah, we'll watch her. I'm not that close to Arlington, but Karen is. So, but it doesn't, a hop and skip, jump in the car and we'll go watch her first game and stuff. So that'll be cool. Yeah.
We're cheerleaders.
Yes.
All the
Karen,
support our kids we want to get that for them. So
she will bring out the pom-poms. Trust me. She'll bring out the pom-poms and be yelling. Trust me.
Me all day with the big face head.
Oh my goodness.
I am number one fan. If I'm not coaching her, I am number one fan.
I love that. Me too. I have 4 boys. Well, I have 12. So 4 boys and 1 girl. And I tell you what, I'll be at that game. Oh, I know she'd be
Mm.
like, Mama, please stop. Please stop. Follow your shot. What is you doing? I'm like, okay. Okay, I'm gonna breathe. I'm gonna bring it back. But yeah.
Well,
So
I try to be the parent practicing what I preach too, though, because I fully understand that role that I take on as coach who judges some of these parents, right?
but I only deal with her, right? Like I don't fuss with the other kids, right? I'm nice to the ref. I just tell them you need glasses. I am, y'all. I'm really nice. I do like, you need glasses. But I deal with her because
Yes.
I'm like, if this is your passion, I need you to step your game up.
Yes.
Right. I'm not worried about everybody else. I need you to step your game up as a leader, and then you'll help them step their game up. But if you're lollygagging, if you're tired, then let's talk about it. Are you getting sleep? What did you eat? What are you doing? It's like you have to get this scholarship, not me, not them, because they're trying to get their own. The coaches don't need it.
Yeah.
So I try to point it, the mirror in front of her and say, if you make it, it's because you know what I'm saying? You're the only one in this mirror. And if you don't make it, you're the only one in this mirror.
Right.
So
She's coaching from the bleachers. She's coaching and that's probably the parent that you hate. It's somebody coaching from the bleachers.
no, y'all, listen, I'm
Follow
good.
your shot.
Good, y'all.
Courage.
No,
I'm
encouraging.
encourage.
I'm not one of those coaches I'm more like follow your shot. The coaches yell the same thing,
Right.
Get on your man, stay in front. Listen
They're
to your
coaching
coach.
from the bleachers.
Well, the
Tell
coaches
her.
ain't said
Don't
nothing
tell
to
her,
me
Michelle. Tell her. She's coaching.
yet. Well, the coaches ain't said nothing to me yet. So,
Right.
I'm on the coach's side, y'all. Y'all get out of bed,
As
So
long as if the coach does not have a parent meeting and generalize about coach's behavior, you're okay.
yeah, see, I'm
know
good.
they're
I
talking
back up the coaches, and it's funny because the coach has benched my daughter, and I called the coach and I said thank you, and I think she got nervous, like, wait, what are you going to say? And I was like, thank you for benching her. When she's ready to get off the bench, she'll get off the bench. If she don't get off the bench, that's her fault.
Yeah.
She had to do something to get put on the bench. So thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Tough
Yeah.
love. We need more of that.
I thank him because it's like you guys are out here giving your time, you're leaving your family, you know what I mean? And if you put her on the bench, there's a reason. You didn't put her on the bench because you didn't like her. You didn't put her on the bench because she was good. It's something she did or was not doing that she was on the bench. And until she figure it out, she'll sit there. And I tell her, I was like, hey, I'm not calling the coach and go off.
Sometimes having a seat in the house allows them to inspires them to figure it out.
So have you had a parent ask, why is my daughter on the bench?
Yes.
And how did you respond?
I actually said exactly that. I said, I actually told your daughter you could have the best seat in the house and watch someone who'll do what I need them to do, what I need you to do. And until you figure it out, when I see you're ready and when I see your child, shows me, I don't want them to tell me they're ready. I want them to show me they're ready. And quite honestly, it was the last conversation I had with that parent and that kid. The kid figured it out, did not like being on the bench and figured it out, whether it was being upset with me for a while, that's okay, because it ignited a little bit of a fire under her rear end and forced her to take it to another level.
See, I like coaching.
Now you preferred that the player came and asked you that question versus the parent.
Yeah. No, the parent, both.
Which one would you have wanted to?
Just the kid.
Just the kid.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm always going to be honest with them. I'm not a head games type of coach. I don't want them to have to, wonder why this, that, and the other. I let them know exactly why, exactly why they're in whatever situation that is. And, I think over my 20 years, I feel, humbly masterful at that mind piece and what triggers and what inspires kids and gets them to give their best. So I will push some of those buttons in until I get that.
So now that let's talk about the COVID. COVID came. How has that been transitioning for you as a coach and for your team?
From the Los Angeles Pierce college position, you know, it's hurting. It's hurting big time, especially with incoming freshmen. I had a full roster in the beginning of the spring semester, and then we were shut down and we went to online, and everyone participated. Everything was great. And then summer came around. It's like you expected them to matriculate over into the summer. I lost a few people who were affected, through their family. I had two that lost family members to COVID, which is just like, wow, that's what really brought it home. I didn't know anyone who had lost someone until my student athletes shared that. Homelessness is a major problem at the junior college level that I've learned over the past 3 years. So that affected kids who aren't able to, pay for their classes. So it's affected. It's hit me hard at Pierce College for sure. And then certainly on the club scene, we're on hiatus right now. Me particularly, I should say, because our program has elected to move forward. Me personally, I'm not comfortable moving forward and putting kids necessarily, or taking that risk. I'm choosing to wait and see how things played out, and certainly wanted to wait until I got Ashley off to college before I jeopardized my own health and hers. So now that I'm back, we're going to touch base. But honestly, everything just got shut down again in California. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good for the club scene. And I will be realistic, and like the players are choosing to opt out, I'll probably be that coach that chooses to opt out this summer.
Wow.
So how has it been mentally for you and even some of your players? Because I think, we need to address that, because players go through so much, and this has mentally attacked them tremendously. Is there a season? Is there not a season? You have players that are seniors that is going into their senior year and hopefully looking to go to the draft, whether it's male or female. And how has it mentally been for you as not only a mom and a coach, because you sent your daughter off to college?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's been a challenge for sure. And, obviously Ashley went through it, and, but she still had access to a gym because of myself and her dad. So she is able to work through those issues. I think, when basketball has always been an escape for me, and I have always taught it to be an escape for student athletes of any age. So she was able to use that and still get her workouts in. And I fully recognize that not everybody has access and the ability to go to a gym, or I even learned some of my student athletes at Pierce didn't even have a basketball. So I had to be creative and give them workouts that didn't involve any equipment, and to keep them involved. And the responses I was getting through my online course from my student athletes is they're just very thankful that they had something to do, because it gave them something to take their mind off of things, and certainly the situation at hand serve as a little bit of a distraction even. And for some, it was overwhelming, and I'm just like, work at your own pace, work out when you can. Don't let my class stress you out. Like, this is just supposed to be an option for you to, decompress, if you will, and take your mind off things. So I've seen it from all forms. It's affecting these kids big time. And even my club kids, because I'm still very much, connected through them. They have workouts. We have them on Zoom workouts twice a week. They love that. For them, it's like the only glimmer of hope, if you will, that there might be a season. And then every time we're given a date, the NCAA decided they were supposed to decide June 17th, and it was pushed back. And they moved the possibility of having a viewing period for the student athletes. That's now been extended. Dead period has been extended through the end of August 31st. So so now they know it's like the reality that there's really not going to be an opportunity for them to be seen by college coaches. And we're still holding on for a glimmer of hope and hoping that they add a viewing period in September. But realistically speaking, I mean, the signs are all around us, and we're watching all across the country, including California. Texas hasn't really shut down again yet, like we have just yesterday. But it's happening. We're having to retract our steps and shut down. So it's not looking good. So at this point, my advice to all student athletes, like I did a seminar for our parents on how to make themselves recruitable, be proactive, have a profile with video, send that out, be proactive and initiate contact with coaches. You know, my name is so-and-so, and attach all of that information, and it gives them an opportunity. And coaches actually, they love that. They love that when a kid is assertive, and a coach will, you know, one way or another, they'll reply because they respect that someone's, you know, that committed to their own process and their own future. And that's the biggest piece of advice that I would encourage parents and student athletes is to, you know, take their future into their own hands, for sure.
So, you know, just because we were talking about COVID-19, and one thing that we always ask our guests is, what if there's no more sports? You've been coaching for 20 years. What is your backup plan? We ask our kids, what's their backup plan? So I'm going to ask you as a coach, what's your backup plan?
That's a great question. You know, honestly, this time where I've been on a bit of a hiatus from the club scene of me being actively involved other than making calls for student athletes and such, this has been a time for me, the first time in 20 years where I've slowed down. You know, obviously it wasn't by choice, but I try and find blessings in burdens, and this has actually been a blessing in disguise for me, because leading up to sending my daughter Ashley out to University of Texas, it allowed us to have some, you know, although I've been coaching her, you know, just that one-on-one time where there was no basketball and it's just us, and whether we're watching movies or whatever, you know, that time has just been great. So really just connecting with my family has been super important. And now reconfiguring things that I've had on my heart that I've wanted to do that I haven't had the time to do, like write a book. So that's something that I am now tapping into and starting that process.
Wow. We've had a coach, we asked the same question, and he was like, I don't know what I do. And I think it kind of caught him off guard when she asked the question, because it was like, wait, what? I never thought about me as a coach. You know, we always always have a plan B for the kids, but I don't think many coaches have a plan B, because they're like, their goal is to retire as a coach.
Right.
And so when COVID happened, a lot of coaches are like, wait, I had to rethink this through. What am I going to do?
Right.
So because like you said, they shut down again. So now what does that mean for returning to college in California now?
Right. At this point, all classes are online. So that's already been determined. And in the state of California, and certainly are at the junior college level, we were just told last week through a Zoom meeting that all fall sports are canceled, and all sports are canceled that whole fall semester. And at this point, unless something changes and unless this thing doesn't go away or get better, our season will start in January, which is, you know, normally a season would start for us in November. So at this point, we have a contingency plan that has us starting in January at 70% of a normal season, giving us approximately 27 game season. So that's the plan right now. So we know for certain that we will not be on campus in the fall, and that there will be no sports at the junior college level.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And that's all of California?
Yes, that's all of California. for sure.
So what about the guys and the male and the females who are at UCLA and things like that for sports? So there's no for football or nothing?
So for them, the Pac-12 decided that they are going to have a conference-only season. So they are different from the junior college. We're totally different entities. So the Pac-12 has decided that they will have a conference-only season at this point, although their classes are still online only. But Division I student athletes right now, which is why I was able to take my daughter to University of Texas, student athletes are the only ones allowed on campus at this point right now. Yeah, even though they're going to be taking classes still remote, it's all remote learning, but they're on campus so that they can begin their training.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, so all the D1 colleges, their student athletes are the only ones on the campus. There's no other.
No other.
They're going to take, and their classes are remote from their room.
Yes.
So the only place that they show up is practice and back to their room.
Yes.
That's how they're keeping them. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's how they're keeping them quarantined.
Right.
So basically they're just athletes among themselves.
Exactly.
yeah.
No.
Wow.
Athletes pretty much always had their own bubble and schedule, but with thousands of students on campus, obviously that would be a greater risk. So yeah, student athletes are the only ones. When I dropped off Ashley, it was all student athletes in the building, and there's not that many. They have multiple dormitories.
Wow. So all classes are online this year.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So California is just quiet.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
You know, and
So now
the Ivy League canceled all sports altogether for 2021 season. Ivy League did.
Wow.
So what about so NFL, we have the Rams are in California, right?
Right.
Yeah. So how does that play for the Chargers? How does that play for them?
I think they're going to be in the same situation. You know, right now, they still have practice. They just started, but with this shutdown that just occurred yesterday is different than the initial shutdown that we had, where everything was shut down. Right now, it's indoor activities only that's re-shutting down. Movie theaters, which should have never been open anyway. It's like, who needs to go to the movies, right?
Right.
Malls, restaurants, bars, all those things. So outdoor activities are still in play. So that doesn't affect our local football teams at this time.
Wow. Just learned something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So if so for your daughter, if Texas was to shut, you wouldn't have to come back and get her, would you? Well, because she's young.
It would depend if they were shutting down like the initial shutdown where all students had to essentially vacate campus, then yes, we'd have to go get her. They're not anticipating that, and certainly Texas being a red state, they're actually more open to keeping things open. So I was talking to Ashley about that just today. Actually, I was like, how are things over there? You know, because we shut down again. And she's like, I don't think it's going to happen. She's like, you know, so I'm confident and comfortable with it's still nerve wracking, you know, sending your baby off to college during these uncertain times. But at the end of the day, she's in God's hands, and we don't operate by fear. You know, she'll progress and move forward. And I'm comfortable with all of the protocols that they've put into place for the student athletes. And I'm more than confident that she's getting excellent care and well protected.
That's the key word, you know, she's in God's hands. And if we walk in fear is, you know, it's the law of attraction. Yes. So if you walk in fear, it's going to bring it to you.
Yes.
You know, that's just the law of attraction. You attract whatever you're dealing with. So if you're anxiety and you're dealing with fear and you're nervous, then you're going to bring the situation to you. But if you walk in a place of peace and joy, it's like it can't touch you mentally. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. I'm finna walk in the fear. I'm finna walk in millionaire status. So that's gonna attract me, right? Is that what you said?
No,
Millionaire
because
status?
it's mental.
All
It's
over
really
me.
it's mental. It's
Yes.
a law of attraction, right? So if you see yourself and you're constantly speaking and you're doing things and you see yourself as a millionaire, then you're going to attract people and things to you to make it happen. If you see yourself as this, women's NBA player, you're putting yourself in position, whether it's coaches, recruiting, it's just a law of attraction. That's what it is, right? But if you see yourself scared, feared, sick, then you're putting yourself in positions
You're
for it
claiming
to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's a law of attraction.
And you can't claim to be walking in faith and still hang on to fear. It's one or the other. So we walk in faith, and fear is just a word for our family. So.
Right.
So tell me what was that you send your child off to college. What was that one conversation that you can share that you shared to your daughter as you dropped her off?
Ooh, let's hope I can get through this one. Okay. That we had a moment because Ashley is my baby. She is the last of the Mohicans, and her journey hasn't been easy. Her journey was always, I feel like she was always fighting with her back against the wall. And whether it was basketball, life, relationships, friendships, leadership. So it was always a challenge. But at the end of the day, my conversation with her was that all of those things had to happen to get her to this place right now. And she is who she is as a young woman, a vocal woman, an advocate. And her leadership skills, all of those things that are needed for her position, they go hand in hand for being a point guard. She's a point guard. And so all of those things, all that adversity turned her into who she is and is going to take her a long way. So our conversation was simply that you belong here, you earned it, you deserve it, and continue to work. Leave no doubt. I told her, make yourself undeniable, because at the end of the day, I felt like her coaches don't know her. They're new coaches. They weren't the ones who recruited her. So there's still that feeling some type of way about that. So getting her to embrace that challenge, yet another challenge, because she's kind of like, damn, like, why this now? It's like, she's
like, wait, like, I thought I arrived. Now I got to go through this. Are you
Yes, seriously. She just had that moment and quite frankly just broke down because she's like, why does everything have to be so hard? So to be able to look her in the eyes and tell her all of this was necessary. And now, guess what? God has a way of knowing what you need to push all the right buttons to generate and muster out all of her best, because now she's got to reprove herself to to her new coach, who's one of the best coaches in the country. They couldn't have, they couldn't have got a better hire, quite honestly. It's like, so again, we had to find the blessing in the burden. It was a burden to learn that her world was shattered. And then we had to find the blessing. And the blessing is that, guess what? Now she's got to reinvent herself, rework, reestablish herself, all of the things she would have needed to do anyway as an incoming freshman, right? So that talk of my most important thing that I tell all my kids is always make yourself undeniable. And you will be undeniable if you're the hardest worker, if you're a yes coach person, if you are a sponge and absorb everything. You don't ask questions, but be respectful and, ask questions out of a want to learn and absorb. And so I'm so proud of her, and I'm just excited that, she's so ready for this. She had one foot out the door all season long. her senior year, she had 1 foot out the door already. She was ready.
Already ready to go. She could have listen. I don't have to walk and get the. Let's go. We got to get in this car. We got to get out of here.
Right.
You made a very valid. I mean, as a point guard, and you said what you said kind of helped me a minute ago. A point guard is a very powerful position. They see the floor differently. They can set the tone. I've noticed when Jaden, my daughter's a point guard, when Jaden's going down, he'll say, step back, set the floor, set it up, set it up. So she goes back to point, and that means it's like, take a breath, look across the floor, and set up the play, right? And so with that being said, and you teaching, that's how life is.
Yes.
When it's chaotic, we got to be point guards. We got to step back, hold the ball, look across the floor, and go, okay, I see which way I can go. I can't get there, but my man is open. We got to be able to control to run the play. And that's how life is. And so with this, she's just got to step back and go, okay, let me look at the floor. We got a new coach. Okay, this is this. This is this. Okay, let me run my play. Right. And sometimes the alignment, somebody said, the alignment before the assignment, God may have brought in new coaches that will love her, like that she will have so much favor. We can't look at it as, okay, we got new coaches, I got to prove myself. But we got to look at, what if God just brought these coaches in to give her, because she's worked so hard. And it's like, man, Mom, these are the best coach. I have so much favor with these coach, and so God knows what we need, but the alignment before the assignment. So yes, the point guard is a very powerful position.
Yes,
it is a hard position.
Yes. Yes.
Because you can't be out of breath. You can't be tired. You have to keep moving, and you have to encourage your team.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right. I watch Jaden and I watch different point guards, and when they're there, they're at the point, right? The team is looking at them like, what you going to do? Where do we go? What do you want us to do? And it's like, Jaden can give a certain look. Okay, run that way, go this way. I mean, the point guard's got to direct everything.
Yes. And that's so important. And, Vic Schaefer, who was, the coach at Mississippi State, is now the head coach at University of Texas. Again, this man is one of the most successful coaches currently in the game, with maybe, I think, the third leading in terms of winning percentage and all that. And when he had his introduction Zoom conference and what have not, he spoke about what he expects from his student athletes. And he also spoke on the importance and the significance of their point guard, and how, and, it was interesting because he's like, we need a point guard. We need a point guard. To us, it was like, well, y'all signed a point guard. No.
Right. Like, there's that mom coming out.
That's a whole nother story. But, so Ashley, obviously, again, felt some type of way about that. But I love that, because all that stuff, like everything else, she wasn't heavily recruited by a lot of schools. She was not. So her journey was different, and that's okay. And I think that's huge for these student athletes to not get caught up. And she just had an interview with her dad, actually, and hearing her speak on this was music to my soul, because I understood that she understood. And it was important to me. And what she said was that everyone's journey is different. And it took her a while not to feel some type of way that her teammates, or whether it was club, high school, whatever, are being recruited differently than she was, and had multiple offers and what have you. And her journey was different. There weren't multiple. There were multiple, but not heavily, and UT is just that place that, she couldn't have picked a better situation for herself, just in terms of living and being able to survive there. If without basketball, it has everything on her checklist, which is important. Everything she could possibly want on her checklist is checked off there. But then also it was her embracing, I'm like, Ashley, at the same time, listen to this man. He just described you. He doesn't know you yet. He's gonna know you. He's gonna know who you are, and he's gonna appreciate you and be like, and it's funny because it probably sounds funny because it's mom. But I don't just wear mom goggles. My daughter didn't just end up at UT because I had mom goggles. I knew the potential that this young lady had, like I do all my student athletes. I'm pretty good at projecting where they could and should be if they, follow that protocol, if you will. And so to watch my own child do that and now embrace where she's at and be comfortable in her space and be prepared for this next challenge, it's a blessing, beyond measure for sure.
Well, she couldn't have got there if she didn't listen.
No doubt. And she had it coming from two sources, Dad was a point guard, Hall of Fame point guard at Cal State Northridge. And now is, I'll put it out in the universe and say on his way to even potentially being a Hall of Fame high school coach. He's won 3 state championships in the state of California at the highest level, 3 years in a row that he's been the head coach. So
wow.
My kid comes from winning pedigree. This is what we do. She led.
Y'all heard that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all heard that? You heard Mama? Look, winning pedigree. You see that?
This is what we do.
This is what we do.
This is what we
pedigree.
Do.
Listen
and
to that.
It starts with a mentality. And
my hat's off to you guys. I'm telling you, I think her journey is going to be great because even though she wasn't heavily recruited, but yet she's playing for a top-notch coach.
Yeah.
Like you can't ask for anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So she still hit the jackpot.
Yes.
Yeah, I still had a plan.
All you needed was one.
All you needed was one. There it is. That's it. And so, yes. So listen, if you watching this show, listen, Coach Michelle have said some powerful things. Parents, ask the right questions, not what you going to do for my child? Is they going to play? What you got for me? No, that's not the questions you ask. She said, ask them, can your child survive if there's no sports?
Right. And how long are you going to be around?
Right. That's another one. Because my son went through that in high school when he went to OU. His recruiter coach left. And we're like, what? We didn't know. So, but yet he still made it through. But that's the question. Can my kid survive even if the coach leaves? Can my kid survive if there is no sports? Ask the right question. Right. You know what I mean? Ask the protection questions.
Yes. What's the graduation rate?
Right. Yeah. Protection questions.
Yes.
Stop asking about is your kid gonna play? They're gonna be the star, they're gonna make money. No, man, come on. It's not your game. It's not your life. It's theirs. Ask questions that will settle a piece on the inside of you. I know my kid's gonna be okay. And then let your kid do the job. Because like she said, if you've taught your child how to survive mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, they will be okay. Yes. If you have not taught them that, they are in trouble. That's just reality. That's just reality. Yeah. Survival skills. So listen, Coach Michelle, this has been great. Thank you for being on the show. We will be there. You let us know when she's playing, and if we could go, we'll be in mask. I'm gonna be trying to yell through a mask.
Karen, will be yelling.
She gonna put some holes on the side of her mask so she make sure they can hear her. She gonna have her pom poms. Right. I'm here for Coach Michelle.
Right, baby. I'm here, baby. You're for your mama. Yep.
Yes. Send her a bobblehead and she'll hold it up for you. So
we'll go live for you.
We'll go live for you. And when you come in town, we would love to meet you there. And we'll be, we just adopted another daughter. Actually, that's how, before we go, we did a show, what was 6-7 months ago?
Yeah.
And we had a guest. His name was Chris Turner. And never seen him before. We just had him on the show. And so he was actually telling his story of his journey and trying to get back in the NFL. And make a long story short, Chris lives here with us now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's here training with our son. And so you just never know. He's a son now. And he's been a blessing. So we're pretty excited about having him here. So, hey, we just adopted a daughter.
Yeah.
UT. Can we get sports is coming?
Look, come on.
Oh, wait.
Oh, that's the horn?
Yeah, look. Pull
Wait,
the two middle.
I can't do that because my son went to OU, Coach Michelle. You're gonna get me in trouble now.
I
Okay,
got
I'll wear a shirt. I'll wear a shirt for her.
you. Okay.
With her number. That's the only reason why I'm wearing a shirt, y'all. But no, I got to stay with the OU. But anyway. So listen again. Thank you, Coach Michelle, for coming to the show.
Yeah.
This has been great.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Karen, I don't know. I just need you to go back and watch this show. Karen,
What?
pull your palm. Oh, you don't have your pom-poms out?
No. I got my bell.
You can't have a bell in a
Cowbell,
basketball.
too.
You can't have that in a basketball game, can you?
Oh yes.
You allowed those games on?
I
That
am not about to sit by.
That cowbell is gold.
I'm not about to sit by you with no cowbell. Oh my gosh,
You,
y'all.
you don't sit. You
all
stand
right.
the whole game.
We 6 feet apart anyway.
Right.
All right. Well, this is your girl Shannon at Can We Talk Sports. I'm here with my host,
Karen.
and we will be back Thursday with another great interview. You guys have a great night. Bye.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks,
you.
Michelle.